Hey everyone, we're still here on Cyrene. So today I thought we would go ahead and hit up these hazard mechs again. They for sure dropped that adjusted Renegade component that's for that first upgrade off the Imperium officer plates. It drops off these level 15 ones. And so we've grabbed the little quest that's at Carnaps Landing. We've pulled our codex up. So let's go ahead and get started. And so they have a fair amount of hit points. I'm going to use the good armor just so we don't have to stop and heal. And because they do have a fair amount of hit points. And we might have to replace a piece when we go back to Calypso over it, but I think it'll be alright. And so mostly these guys just drop shrapnel. And so that's kind of what we'll expect to see for the vast majority of what we get. These are animals, as weird as that is. The Codex indicates that these are mechs, like kind of like a mech suit that's been fused onto a human, almost like a cyborg mech type thing. Um, and it indicated that they may or may not have been willing participants in this. But you can see we're mostly just getting shrapnel every time. We took a skill pill. We're trying to really maximize our skill gains here today, since we're going to be churning through one of those LR30s. I couldn't really find any 35s in the marketplace at the time, and so I just bought a grip of the 30s. And we'll use that on Mayhem as well until we run out, and then we'll go buy another round of them, I suppose, to keep working our skill up and adventuring. Because who doesn't like to do a little bit of adventuring? But we kind of expect the loot to be low a little bit anyway over Mayhem. A lot of people claim that loot gets diverted from everywhere else to kind of feed the Mayhem pool a little bit. May or may not be true. I'm not real sure. I'm not going to take any data to try and prove it one way or another. Seems like a lot of work for really little reward. But someone who really wants to be like, I told you so, here's the data. I'd love to see it. Because then I could be like, no, this person's absolutely right. It's kind of like a scientific study where you're like, I was never going to spend the time to set that up and do that. But I'm really glad that someone else did. And now I know the answer to that. And we're getting about 0.5% a kill. And so it's not horrible. A couple hundred kills will give us a Codex rank. No, these guys hit pretty hard, so you should definitely bring some armor. Whether that be some Mayhem armor or... Oh, that was a nice one, 17 ped. And a tier 3 component. That was kind of nice. I didn't really look up the type of damage they do. But like I said, we're using the Mayhem armor here with the Imperium officer plates, except for one spot. One spot has the two-way plates because we actually haven't quite finished out. We're missing 3 tail tips to finish a complete set. And we should do a big Pendleton hunt at some point or just buy them. And we just kind of haven't done it either yet. And so I thought we would start to kind of collect the upgrade components for the next round, since we're so close to finishing out that next round. And we got the 600 badges when we did a round of the dailies. And so we have enough to complete the adjusted Imperium plates, I think is what they're called. Anyway, the next step up from the Imperium officer plates. After we track down some stuff, obviously. Um, like the Imperium officer plates takes like 5, 6 items. A couple of them are kind of rare. The component here is pretty rare. Super valuable if you get one to drop. And you aren't trying to upgrade those plates. I think you get about 500 to 600 ped, somewhere in that zone. And again, they're super slow and mostly don't path directly on top of you. So you don't have to worry too much about getting 2 and 3 poles and stuff like that. I mean, they'll path up the hill, but as you can see, it's not very often. And if you're killing them fast enough, they don't really pop up the hill. You'll have to go down to find Mora. Because this guy will come up, we'll kill this guy in plenty of time to knock this guy off. Because they stop down there often enough. And so that makes it kind of nice. Because it's solo pulls the whole way. And if one gets too close, you can just walk backwards a little bit. You can see we're filling up that eliminate hazard zone mechs. And at the end of that, we'll get a little 1 ped plate that we can either sell to someone or trade terminal. It's worth 1 ped. So it's kind of just like a 1 ped bonus for coming out and doing a little bit of codex on these guys. And trying for that adjusted renegade component. Which I think it's you either hunt these or you can hunt the Skrill. And these are definitely easier to kill than the Skrill. I mean, I don't know, maybe the drop rate's better on the Skrill. Um, I was gonna have to buy electric plates or something to be able to hunt those, in which my normal setup is enough to hunt these. So unless the drop rate is significantly different, I think we're gonna stay on these. And hope we can get those components to drop. Now, obviously, the rare is going to take a while. We're not confused on that. But it is nice that we get half their life gone most of the time before they even get to us. Really saves on the decay for the armor. Yeah, see how he stopped down there at the base. And so for the most part, they don't come up here. And we're getting pretty good skills, which is nice because we're trying to qualify onto a slightly higher rifle so that at some point we can do a mayhem where we have a chance of getting those rare tokens. Right now we're in the bottom, like we're going to do like 1, 2, and 3 maybe. Um, 4 definitely would be pushing it, especially when the boss spawned. And so basically I think our chance of getting a rare token is pretty small. If there's really a chance at all on those low zones, so to speak. And so we're gonna have to work up to some higher DPS, I think. But again, we're gonna get almost exclusively shrapnel outside of this one component. But that component actually has really good markup, so you're never gonna complain about getting that. Well, that was nice, almost 5 pen. But the high shrapnel drop really kind of helps you to just kind of hang in there and just cycle for a while, just because the components are so rare. And then you're gonna have to go and find other rare components on top of that. Like I think for the second round, it's this the Zirconian relic, which drops off tide claws, but it's not the most common thing to see. I have seen them drop those, so they do drop, but again, it takes a while unless you're really lucky. And so we'll just use this as kind of a skilling opportunity, and we'll just cycle through a few rifles periodically, coming out here doing some codex. The codex returns are pretty good on these guys. I mean, our next one's going to be basically 1 1/3 ped to one of those skills, probably perception. I tend to take that one for 3 and 4 on the cycle. So like it's a 5 cycle on the codex where 1 and 2 is usually dex, 3 and 4 is usually perception, 5 is usually evade unless there's like a weird looter skill on there like biology or zoology, something like that. And then we'll go ahead and grab that because the only other way we're getting that up is through some tree hunting, and it's pretty slow overall. That's why we always use a skill pill when we go out there. Oh, we got a couple per half a second. Oh, that's nice. I think the focus lens has a little bit of markup as well. Let's check that out. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously not like those upgrade components, but 10% markup isn't too horribly bad. I thought he was going to keep coming up, so I thought we would get a little distance, but then he stopped, so we didn't really have to worry about it. I wish these dropped a little bit more stuff, but what they do drop is high markup, so I guess that's kind of the trade-off. That was kind of a nice hit there. 18 ped. But again, the shrapnel will let you just keep cycling for ammo. You just have to worry about your weapon and armor decay at that point. And hopefully you get enough of the other loots that have enough markup to kind of cover that. I'm excited. We're cruising through that uh, eliminate hazard zone mech quest for that one ped little bonus, as I like to think about it as kind of. Since we're killing these already, trying to get. Oh, we got ourselves a disappearing one that's not going to let us attack. All right. Oh, and apparently I didn't pick up my Slipnir at some point. So we're going to hop in here. See how he reappeared like that? Oop, that's not what we were trying to do. We're trying to exit. Um, he literally disappears and then we can't shoot him. See? And so we're going to have to lure him out away from where we're hunting just so that he'll leave us be, which is kind of a bummer. Maybe over here is far enough. He'll leave us alone. But yeah, every time he'll. Oh, we're still shooting him this time, so we'll cross our fingers. Maybe we can kill him. Oh, right there, he went unreachable. That was weird. How it let us shoot him for a little bit. All right, we gotta. Since we're able to shoot him a little bit, I mean, we're slowly kind of whittling through him. Oh, it literally just wouldn't let me fire. That was weird. Or maybe I hit the wrong button. Either way, we're gonna swing a little further this time in the hopes that he doesn't aggro quite as quickly. I noticed that only when he got too close did he kind of go where the hitbox would disappear on us. We'll go ahead and leave that out in case we come across that again. So I'm not really sure what triggers that sometimes, but at least that one was semi-hittable some of the time. I've came across it where they're not hittable at all, and you literally just have to hide them in the corner or dump them in the river type stuff. Um, Otherwise, they just continue to harass you while you're trying to kill the other ones. And so, just gonna keep dropping them down. We're about a third of the way through that Codex rank, which is kind of nice. Every Codex rank we get is that was a nice one, 5 ped, is 1/5 of a attribute boost. So every 5 ranks we get to pick an attribute and kind of boost it up. It gives us like it's not like you can just pick whichever one at random every time, but there's always at least a couple to choose from, and sometimes it is all 5. And so it's whichever one you want that's stamina in my book. But if it's not stamina, there's some other options. But I again, stamina attribute picked every time. Even with the mayhem repeatable quest, I guess that gives you some stamina tokens. I still say it's the one to select every time, since you can just do an activity any time of the year for everything else. And we'll just keep knocking these guys down. I hope we get lucky. I imagine we won't. It takes quite a few kills, I think, until you're going to get that component drop. And so I can't imagine how many kills you need to get all 7 to upgrade all your plates to that adjusted plate that gives that first. It's the first plate level that gives block on Cyrene, and so it gives 1% block, and I think that's why it's so many people are really gung ho about it. I'm pretty excited about all the skills we're getting, though. They are rolling in pretty quickly. I mean, the levels aren't going to come quickly, but the skills are rolling in at a pretty reasonable rate. And so that always makes us happy, even if they are only for zero point zero 0.01 something of a point. So this one might give us our one ped plate bonus. We're really close. Ah, there it is. It's our reward has been materialized to us. I like that. You don't have to go back and find them and collect it. It's just like, boom, you're done. Here you go. Oh, that was nice. And we're still getting about 0.5% a kill. I mean, our kill rate's not amazing, but it is still progressing at a pretty quick rate. And so that's how you know they're animals right there, is that they give off that skinning skill. But it is kind of interesting where it's so shrapnel dominant that even the eye oil is kind of a rare drop. And so yeah, outside the component, these guys don't drop anything that you're gonna want. I don't think. Outside those like tier 3 components, some people like those outside the 500% markup. Like some people are trying to work some weapons up or whatnot. That'd be a bonus for them. But again, super rare. Maybe you just need a lot better looter level than I have to really see those more often. Hard to say. All right, almost halfway. And yeah, it'll get a little repetitive just churning through these for those 7 modules with how rare they are. Again, I just recommend doing small chunks at a time and then hope you get lucky. But again, realize you're kind of in for the long haul when you're doing these type of quests as well. Like if you need the instant gratification, you should try to find someone selling it and just buy it. Otherwise, expect to come out and do hunts for a few hours, getting nothing that you're really after. And then one day you'll randomly just get it. Which I'm really glad they added the codex before all these quests. So at least you get another little side bonus as you kind of work through them. Because you are going to get some codex rewards before you get a full set of even the first round. And so you'll get some Duster Codex before you get enough flesh to have 7 uh, plates upgraded. You'll get some Panellean ranks before you have the 50 tail tips per plate you're going to need. So 350 total. And they're super rare drops, so you're likely to have to buy those or you'll be farming those for months and months. Which maybe that's alright because for the armor you have to get a pristine Panelean element, which I've killed a lot of Paneleans and I haven't seen one yet. So I'm gonna assume that that also is super rare. Until that point, it's just about kind of like Mayhem and all those others, where you're just doing a little bit at a time and you're hoping to claim that reward maybe next year. Or in Mayhem's case, it can take multi years, 3, 4 years to build up enough to get a single good thing out of the deal. I think it was like 10, 12,000 normal tokens, and then like 1 or 2 rares for any of the cool permanent items. And I guess you could always trade it for some armor or some limited items. And so this is definitely a for the long haul type thing, where we'll just do a hunt here and there when we're on Cyrene and hope we get lucky. It sure beats trying to monotonously just grind it out for hours every day. My days of camping like that are behind me in EverQuest. Now we do it everything at a much more leisurely pace. No camping an item for 4 or 6 days at a time and any of that craziness. That guy was mobbing pretty far up the hill. You don't see that very often. And that was kind of a nice critical he landed on us. Oh, almost 10 pet on that one. All shrapnel, but we'll take it. Who doesn't like a good multiplier? Crazy people, that's who. But yeah, at this spot, which is literally right here, um, you can just sit up here and hit F to engage next, especially if you're using a loot pill like we are, and you just wait for it to drop him. He'll be close enough that it auto loots him, and you just hit F for the next one. And so it's definitely not super exciting, especially since they don't really get through our armor and whatnot. And so it's not like there's a chance we just randomly die or anything like that. Oh, we're getting tag teamed a little bit. Oh, there's like 3 here now. It's like they're respawning on the hill now. So we haven't seen this happen yet. And so I guess we'll just have to pay a little bit better attention. Um, and the caveat to that spot is that sometimes that could happen right there. Not the end of the world. And just like that, we're 2/3 of the way through that rank 9 of that codex. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get lucky on that drop today, but maybe the next time. We're going to wrap up here. I hope that everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.